We got the media team in here. We're the media
We're the
team.
media team. We got content. TV's in the go. We got TV in the go, Wack.
You looking for that fire Clubhouse content? Well, you need to subscribe to the home. Hey, yo, Clubhouse TV. Let's get to the content.
That's a good one.
In the block.
Stories, bro. The two brothers. That's a Native American story, bro. Cain and Abel. That went everywhere. The Inky and all that Sumerians. That went everywhere, bro.
Not Native American. That's not us.
Indigenous, yo. What? Listen, bro. I'm actually Pequot, bro. And they never let me forget it, bro, because they moved us from the land to Bermuda. So when you look at my phenotype, I'm the phenotype of the actual Indigenous Americans.
We all
are.
So you said, brother. The fact is,
I know we all are. I'm just telling you that my shit is documented, and I never grew up thinking I was from Africa ever.
That's
at any
respect,
point, bro.
No, because y'all fools don't.
They never let us think that, bro. They taunted us. They ostracized us for being Indian, bro.
The royal bloodline.
You know, Cape Verdeans is your family too, Mo, right? You know, a lot of Cape Verdeans was
DNA. We just received downloads, man.
What on, man?
To
Bahamas and St. Vincent.
Hey, shut up, man. Y'all niggas always think a book means something. Oh, you put in the book when you want to hide it from a nigga. Books was the first form of marketing.
Books, bro. I tell you,
books was the first form of marketing, bro. This was in our DNA. What the hell? I'm gonna write something down. Listen, bro. If I teach you how to use infinite energy since a child, if I teach you how to grow, if I teach you how to do everything that you need to survive since a child, since you come out the womb, what the hell I need to write it down for? What am I preserved? Who am I writing it down for? Unless I'm trying to sell somebody something. I keep trying to tell y'all.
You gotta ask King Solomon. Ask King Solomon why he wrote this stuff.
Why we was writing it down. It was a reason why we was writing it down.
Yeah, it's a highly intelligent thing to write shit down. We was writing. Listen, the oldest written 10 Commandments is found in North America, chiseled in stone.
Tell you something if I give you a book. Ain't never been a nigga that wrote a book that ain't trying to sell something. Name one book that a nigga ain't trying to sell something. Name one.
Yeah, so yeah. That sounds cool. That sounds cool.
Amazon.
But that sounds cool. But books in the ancient times in antiquity was to preserve. Right? It was to preserve wisdom. It was to preserve wisdom and pass it on. It wasn't to sell nothing to nobody.
Did somebody call upon me?
You think the Dead Sea Scrolls?
Yeah, I said, what up,
somebody, dog?
I mean, we waiting on God, so I'll be
selling Dead Sea Scrolls.
Oh, hell no.
Yo, Wack, you know you got to get Tazaryach in here.
Hey, hold on, cuz. Hey, hold on,
no problem. You know,
hey, hold on. One mic on Wack.
I mean, listen, let's just be real, bro. They wrote a book. They've been using the book since the beginning of time for whatever they want to use it for, right? I tell people the book of God does not exist. I've won several bets with this bet, right? Because there's no book of God. It's a book of different individuals and their life experiences, robbers, killers, all this shit. So what I'm saying is, since this book's been written, we've had dozens and dozens of other people that we can deem to be disciples or prosperous to what we represent and stand for today. So I'm with my brother over here to say, just because it's a book don't mean it's what it's supposed to be. It's what they're using it to be, right?
Right. Wack. From the beginning, though, Wack. From the before Brother Timothy came in here, right? I was saying, listen, the fact of the matter remains, and I put all of the sources in the chat. The fact remains that before our ancestors even had that book in their hands, they were already doing the customs.
That's a fact.
Right? Didn't they teach us? We were singing Kumbaya. Yeah, that's old Hebrew. Kumbaya, rise. By the way, that's a call to war. That's a call to war. That's not a call for peace. Kumbaya means rise, Maya.
No, man. Who mentioned Captain?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
So what you want to
call the Cap?
You got some subject matter for Cap?
Nah.
Hey, well, Cap what you talking about?
No, I'm saying, I mean, if I tell him to pull up, he gonna pull up.
Yeah.
I mean, I like him for him to pull up and instruct. If there's an individual, what I'm saying, if there's an individual,
you books ain't shit, and he gonna come in there and champion the book.
Hey,
I mean, if there's an individual that want to do it.
We done had a few conversations with Cuz. He could do that.
I'm saying, who is the individual that wants to do that?
Shit, anybody on this stage,
Wack. Nomad, it's me. I brought his name up, Wack. I brought his name up.
You do Nomad? Okay, hold on.
Nah, see, look, Wack wants to make it a verse.
I mean, if you ducking the smoke, I mean, you know, cool.
Yo, why are you trying to twist it? I'm a student. Hold on, Wack. I'm a
That's
student
a
of
hard hill to
Tazaryach.
climb. No,
Just like you are, I'm a student at Tazaryach, Wack. It's
oh,
not no
you
verses.
okay? You all
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I was saying ping him in. He's the homie. What are you talking about?
He not fit to go against Cap. I thought I had some going.
Ain't nobody. You trying to set up a one-on-one?
If
Glock,
Cap pull up, we could have a conversation.
Glock,
girl.
you not ready for Cap?
Yeah, bring him in.
Man, I'm not worried about none of that. What you don't know, Wack, is I done had a few conversations with Cap. This ain't nothing new to me.
Glock, you not ready, Glock?
Hey, look, I ain't even gonna get with the propaganda, cuz if he pull up, we can have that conversation.
Glock, where you from, Glock? You from Memphis somewhere?
Nah, I'm from Shreveport, cuz.
Shreveport,
Hey,
okay.
Wack.
Nah.
Hey, Wack, to be honest with you, bro, we done had Cap in the room, bro. We done build it with Cap, so we ain't really.
Nah, you ain't did it with Cap when I'm in the room.
Shout out Louis.
Boy, if I'm on the floor with Cap,
none of that, man.
you gonna get a different Cap when I'm on the floor.
If you get
I mean, all somebody got to do is say they want to debate.
None of that. I'm not worried about none of that propaganda.
Glock, you ain't ready, Glock.
Hey, this ain't
You ain't got enough words in your vocabulary to Cap.
Yeah, all right, go on, tell him, come on.
You ain't got enough words in your vocabulary to
You ran
Cap.
him up out of room once before.
That's Cap. Get the out of here.
All right, well,
Get
go
the
ahead, get
out
him
of
on the
here.
line.
No, man, you better say something against that. You know that is not the truth. Ain't no running Cap out of no rooms, bro.
Hey, respectfully, you came here to promote Captain Tazaryach.
No, the brother mentioned his name, not me.
Nah, I brought it up.
I didn't mention his name, brother.
We already told you.
No, Cap part of the 100 side. I'm gonna represent my team, bro.
Like,
like,
I already told you we've been in the room with this nigga already. You not
Cole, do you want the fade, Cole?
the fade. So
yes or no? Now you know it's a few ladies in here that you probably been having some interest. Cap, come in here. He lying to have you over there in the corner. Don't blame me.
Man, it sound like you got pom-poms right now, bro.
Man,
no, Cap is part of the 100 side. We all champion one another, my brother.
Right now, bro.
That sound like food, Wack.
Yeah, we don't get down like that, Wack. I thought you was a bigger man than that, bro.
Cole, do you want to fade with Cap, yes or not?
You heard what I said, bro. Don't come here caping for another nigga, bro.
Bro, I'm caping for my team.
Yeah, you caping for another nigga, bro.
No, for my team.
Well, bring him in here.
It's a thing called the 100 side. We champion one another, my brother.
Who your team?
The 100 side. Cap part of the 100 side.
Huh? He trying.
So I'm gonna say this one last time. What up, Wack? This Glock.
What up, Glock?
You now
I'm
know
just with you, Glock. What up?
I already know. I ain't tripping on none of the politics. Hey, look. If you get Cap to pull up in here, we can have a conversation. I done had a few conversations with Cap.
Oh no, I just want to tell him.
Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with.
I just want to tell him what the conversation is about.
Welcome to Thinking Out Loud, man. Turn that pink ticket in. Same way I pull up on you pull up on me, goddamn. Yeah. So look. You could call Cap in here. We can have that conversation.
What conversation do you want to have?
Whatever conversation he trying to have, I can guarantee you, I'll get on his ass about it though.
No.
I'll show you.
I want you to set. No, give me the subject.
I will show you that your boy believing in the coloring book. That I can guarantee.
So Glock, listen. Give me the subject so I can tell him.
I can tell you right now to tell him that I can make sure he remember he believing in the coloring book. That's obsolete. Anything outside of that,
against the Bible.
I'm telling you that he believes in a coloring book. That ain't gotta be against it. I'm addressing it as it is.
Okay, great.
It's a coloring book. You know it's a coloring book. When the last time you seen a made from another nigga real?
I'ma get him
that shit ain't even make sense.
Hey, man, stop the shit.
I'ma get him in here now.
Listen,
I will get him in here, Kirk.
If you eat pork, shrimp, and lobster, you don't have the spirit of understanding.
Man, I don't give a none of that. Half you niggas eating ass talking about y'all living righteously, man. Niggas eating booty, now they talking about they can't eat seafood, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that old shit.
Nobody. Bring Tazaryach.
The royal family wrote all that shit. Champion dumbass niggas to follow.
King James.
And you go keep following.
He be in there.
What happens when the ancestors was already keeping the laws though? What happens when they was already keeping land Sabbath? What happens when they wasn't touching pork already though? Before the Bible. What happens when they was already speaking
Man,
Hebrew?
you niggas eating ass and coochie, but y'all worry about some shrimp and lobster.
I
Man, nobody
definitely
trying to
suck
hear all
my
that old
woman's
shit.
ass and her coochie. That's a
Man,
fact.
come on, man. That's for your bedroom, man. We don't need.
I know I'm
Come
at the
on, man.
world,
Come
though.
on, man.
I'm sprung,
Come on,
I'm in
man.
check, and I'm scared of
Come
my woman.
on, man.
Shout out to the Queen R&B. That's a fact. I ain't too macho to let a nigga know I'm sprung, scared, and in check by my woman.
Yeah, but you ain't the nigga in here talking about don't eat fried catfish. We talking about this other awesome ass nigga.
Catfish
Man, come on, man.
That's a roach of the lake.
Man, come on, man.
Lobster, shrimp, all that shit.
Let them know, Wack.
Shit.
Now, I know you a country taking it from me.
Country in the
I don't take it from you. But when it comes to fish, I don't catfish, bro.
Hell no, that's slimy.
It's the bottom feeder, Glock. Come on,
yeah,
bro.
no fin. It gotta have fin.
That finna get deep fried, nigga.
That's the pig of the
I
sea.
wouldn't give if that bitch had hips. You hear me? That won't get fried around with me. Yeah, I don't give a damn about none of that old shit. Nigga around here talking about shit. Keep the commandments. Man, come on.
That nigga country to bring up third coast for me. That's my man Brock. Let me call Cap, get his ass in here. Hold on. This nigga Glock crazy. I like him. That nigga crazy.
Yeah, but you keep caping for Cap, bro. God damn, bro. Put your pom-poms down, bro.
What's up with it, OG? What we got going on, man?
Nothing too slick.
He want a nigga to come in here and sing melodies from heaven to us like we supposed to believe in and all that old bullshit.
Yeah.
Glock said he gonna go up here and rock us back.
All right, Glock, here he come, Glock. Don't run, nigga.
Yeah, God will not.
I got on my Nikes right now. I'm about to hit the fence.
From the 100 side, click that link up top.
Let's pick everybody up, man.
Yeah, God will not be
Run, there you go. Don't run, Glock.
Facts. The God of our fathers.
Let's keep it respectful, please.
I got you.
Salute to the captain. What's happening? Shalom, brother. Shalom.
Listen, and for the record, I cheerlead for everybody from the 100.
Man, we ain't trying to hear all that old shit. It ain't even half time yet. Hey, look. All right.
Listen, Captain Tazaryach is here. Glock is up top. Yo, Cap, the man Glock is telling me the Bible's a coloring book is all kind of crazy ass shit. I said, listen. And then he tried to tell me they didn't ran you out of rooms. I said, that's not doable. Not Cap. Now, Glock, there you go, Cap. We go.
Cap.
Let's listen to what she right. Cap here.
No pun intended.
What's going on? What's going on, Glock?
What it do? So, Cap, you remember me?
Nah, you gotta help me out a little bit.
There you
go.
go.
Say I don't.
Watch this.
No. If I deal with a lot of people, I don't mean that in no disrespectful way.
Yeah. I ain't tripping on none of that. You already know the program with me. So yeah, we had a conversation at TDT, and since I ain't let you have your way with the conversation, you bounced up out of there talking about you don't argue with niggas on the internet and shit, right? And I know you remember
he debates.
Man, come on, man. Wack, is you this nigga spokesperson?
No, I'm from the 100 side. Definitely I am.
The 100 side.
Yes, we are. That's what we do.
Wait, I got you. You got your boy back. All right, all this shit cool. But at the end of the day, guess what? Let him speak for himself. If you don't let him speak for himself, I'm gonna have to address you like you his father, man. Get out the way.
Let's go.
Anyway, all right, so let's get to it. So, Captain Tazaryach, can you tell me how you know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, that the Bible is real?
Yeah, so usually when people ask these questions, right, most people look at trying to prove Abraham, Moses, or something like that existed. I'd sometimes go a different route with the wisdom that's in the Bible. Wisdom like life in the blood, which they didn't know life was in the blood until like the 1900s. Wisdom like knowing that there's mountains on the bottom of the ocean floor, that there's springs on the bottom of the ocean floor. You can see the writers of the Bible knew that back when it was written. So I look at information outside of the norm to substantiate that a God existed, because until Jacques Cousteau and them could swim down to the bottom of the ocean, there was no verifiable evidence that there were springs or mountains on the ocean floor. So how could those people that didn't have scuba gear know this information?
So that makes the Bible real, right?
I'm asking you, how could they know this information without scuba gear?
Well, I was hoping you would answer my question first. So from what you stated, I'm asking to make sure you see, here we go again. From what you just said,
I'm not answering your question.
I got you.
did
So
answer your
watch
question.
this. We're gonna clarify it, so we ain't got to do all this back and forth shit. Is what you just what you just stated, is that what you're using to state why you believe and know that the
No,
Bible
that's
is
one of
real?
the things. Wait, slow down.
Okay.
I'm answering you that way because if I go into like the prophecies of what's being brought over here in captivity, you're gonna dispute that. You're gonna argue that. But from a
Yeah, I'm
science
gonna argue that
position,
off rip because that's just
right?
accepting that you're a slave in your own mind, not that it actually
Not
occurred.
necessarily a slave in your own mind, but there's one
No,
thing
you
that black
definitely a
people.
slave in your own mind if you
There's
own
one thing
that
that
shit
black
and you
people.
ain't.
There's one thing that black people don't have is an identity. So if you talk about giving us an
No,
identity,
nigga,
you
they
can
don't
identify.
have an identity by your own
Right.
judgment.
If we're gonna
Others
play that game,
identify
then I'm gonna just
themselves
play the
as
game
such.
and I'm gonna talk like
You
how you
see,
talk.
now it's a game.
Glock.
Having
No,
full
Glock.
man,
meaning like
move, Wack. I don't need
meaning
what
Glock.
like
the
Hold
fuck is
on. We
meaning
wrong
like
with
gotta
how
this
be
you
nigga,
act.
no
Like I'm
Glock.
gonna
man?
just play the game. I'm
Glock.
gonna just
I
play the
fought a
game.
Man,
fighter,
Get
Glock.
out the way, bro.
he ain't fighting right now, nigga. You in the
Hey,
ring
him fight,
talking. He
you not
can't be
disputing,
fighting.
but you
But
not
listen,
disputing
when
what I'm
you
saying.
speak,
Man,
you
I
gotta
am
let him
disputing.
speak.
I am
Okay, dispute
disputing the
it.
fact that you
Then
feel like we don't have an
no,
identity.
no,
That's how
dispute
you
what I said.
Man,
No, 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 no,
goddamn,
no.
I'm
That ain't the
disputing it
first
right
thing
now.
that I
Do you
said.
not hear me?
Let him
But that's
You
not the
speak.
feel
first thing I
Hey,
said.
what you
The
doing
first
right
a
thing I
nigga
now,
said.
just
The
Glock?
asked me
first
to answer the
Hey,
question,
Glock.
Wack. Is you
no,
gonna
no,
referee
no,
the whole
no.
situation or let
Hey,
this
yeah,
man
Right,
yeah,
speak
I,
for
exactly.
I,
I
ain't, I
know.
ain't
himself?
finna jump my
The
boy.
question.
Glock,
Man,
I
we
gotta
good. We
switch
good.
over here, Glock. Watch
Nah,
out
Man, I
now,
don't give a
Glock.
no mother switch, nigga. I'm from Louisiana.
Nah,
Hey,
my
but
Is you
nigga,
brother,
Nigga, I'm
man,
serious?
from New
calm down,
Iberia,
Glock.
nigga. What you talking about,
Man,
nigga?
I wouldn't give a none of that fantasy island ass
but
shit.
brother,
Man,
what
Back
you
to what this
man,
missing?
nigga
you don't
talking
know
about,
But
no
cuz.
brother,
damn
wait, hold on, hold
being,
on.
nigga.
What you missing though is when I brought up the
Man, anyway.
scientific information, you didn't touch that. You didn't
I ain't
touch
got
that.
to say a
That
thing. As soon as
scientific
I start
information,
talking,
you
your
ain't giving
Yeah.
it
manager get
Okay.
to
out.
talking.
All
Okay.
you doing is
Okay. So
asking a question within a question, man. Cut the cap, man.
I didn't
That
ask
nigga
the
brought
question within the
science up.
question.
That
You
Hold
nigga
said,
on,
"How
let's
ran.
do
keep
I
some
know?"
structure so we can keep the content going.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
facts.
I'm gonna repeat. I'm gonna repeat it. You asked, "How do I know the Bible is real?" And I brought up scientific information about life being in the blood, which they didn't know at that time. They only knew later in the 18,
Where
1900s.
Glock go,
And
bro? He left?
Well, he'll be back. Just chill, bro. He'll be back. He might have swiped.
Well, go ahead, Cole. No, nigga, you step in there. Go ahead on, Cole.
I'll
No,
step up,
just
Cole.
chill. Just chill.
Go on, Cole. Nigga,
somebody
last time
stepped
we
up.
seen you was on Morton.
Hey,
Square ass
hey,
nigga.
hey, hey,
And
Wack,
you was
hey,
a
Wack,
backup
chill, bro.
then.
This ain't no comedy station, bro.
Backup is
Not too
crazy
much,
as
not
hell,
too
bro.
much.
Hey, Cap. Hey, Tazaryach. Hey,
Yeah.
so with that question, you could also add in the real, like, triangulating real people in history, right? Like Xerxes, Nebuchadnezzar.
Right.
The
Right.
Apocrypha mentions Cleopatra. A lot
Yeah,
of
we
people
can
don't
get there.
understand that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we'll get there. So, like, the reason why I start with the science is because once you bring that out, you can't refute that, and that's not religious based. That's just science. That's just them going
What
down at the
science did you
bottom of the
bring? What
mountain.
scientific fact did you bring
So in
out?
the
Because
book
I
of
still
Job,
ain't,
so in
Exactly.
the book
What
of,
ain't
sign?
no
I'm.
scientific
That's what
facts,
I'm
so
bro.
sitting here
I'm
saying.
trying to
Hold
tell
on,
you.
let him
So
answer. Let him answer.
so the reason why you can't eat anything with blood is the Bible says there's life in the blood. Well, they didn't discover that there was life in the blood till later, like the 1900s. Like life, like DNA type of life within the blood. So that's science. When you go to
That's
when Jacques
science.
Cousteau and them,
Wait,
you said
that's
what?
not science, bro. That's not science, bro.
That is
Hell,
science. How would how
to
would how
you
would
it's
they
science.
know?
But science is
Hear
debatable.
what I'm saying.
Science is
Do other
theories, bro.
cultures? Wait, you
Science
can
is
call it
theories,
science or
bro.
theory,
Theories are
but
not.
you
Theories are
can
not
call
proven facts.
Science is
no
theory
problem.
or science is study, Cole? Which one?
Okay,
But
but it's not proven fact at all.
here's
Study
the
proves
crazy.
the facts, bro.
But here's the
No,
crazy
study
part.
don't prove the
The
fact that
hey,
he's
hey
talking about.
Cole,
Because he's
hey
Bro,
talking about
Cole.
science
facts.
is
Here's
evidence
the
based
crazy
knowledge,
part.
bro.
Hey Cole. Here's the crazy part. When they discovered that life was in the blood, that's never changed. When science caught up with the Bible, it never changed. So
So which
science
one
caught up
is
with
it?
the
Cap,
Bible
Cap,
by
is
now.
it life in the water, oxygen, H2O,
Who said
or is
that?
it in the blood?
Man, you
That's
sound right
Slim.
now.
Now, hold on,
That's
hold on.
Slim.
Let
That's
me
just
hold
You
on.
ain't finna
Let
do
me
my
let
That
me
homie
water out
Mister
there,
like that.
I'm talking about that
respectfully.
matter out in space, though. There ain't no blood out in space. It's
All
matter.
right, hold on,
That's
hold on.
water.
but with that.
Respectfully,
But
The same
just
water
adding on.
in
Hold
the
on, adding
woman's
on. We're
stomach.
commanded to not wear,
The
not to
same
mix
water is in the
fabrics. Hold
woman's
on, hold on.
stomach.
Let me
It's
let me get
not
to this.
blood.
Hold on,
Captain,
let
It's
me
you
let
not
me get
can't
to
blood
do
in
some
the
that.
woman's
science.
they
stomach.
about to
Hold
fight
It's
on,
with
water.
each
Captain,
other.
bro.
Hold
They
on,
about to
hold
fight
on,
with
right,
each other
bro.
now.
It
Let's
ain't
let the
blood. It's
content
water.
content, bro.
Real quick, to just add on to Tazaryach's point, right? The
It
science,
was
right? That was written, right?
1620. Wait, before you say that, brother, just to be accurate, they didn't know that life was in the blood until 1620.
Who
Scientist by
discovered
William
that?
Harvey.
Who discovered that?
Well, let me finish answering. So the Bible said life was in the blood thousands of years ago. Science caught up in 1620. A man by the name of William Harvey came up with the concept and understood that
That's
life
a
was in the
fact.
blood.
But that's
So
his
when you say
concept, though. But that's
Yeah,
his
but the
concept.
what I'm
scientists,
saying,
His
but
the
wait,
concept
scientists
here's
of
the
It's
the
point
day,
that
science. It's
hey
not a
that's
Cole,
concept.
but
It's a
look
the
at
scientists
science.
of the
Cole,
day.
Cole,
Cap,
Cole,
cap,
Cole.
cap. That's the scientists of today. Them
Y'all
scientists ain't
play
got
word
nothing
games
on those
over here,
scientists
man.
Man,
25, 30
All right,
church
years
and
ago.
science
hold
run
on.
hand
Y'all
in
play
I
too
Huh?
many
hand.
got
word
I
games
got
over here,
another one,
man.
right? I
The
got
Y'all
another
scientists
one.
play too
25,
many
Hold
30
on,
years
let's
ago
get
Y'all
some
ain't
order.
y'all
doing this.
discombobulated
One
over
mic,
here,
one
man.
Bro,
mic.
bro,
We
bro.
get one mic, but
I'm
church
not
and
trying to
science
run your
do run
room, but
hand
let's
in
let the
hand, y'all. Let's
content
not
content,
let's
bro.
no.
Yeah.
fall back.
We can
We
It's
help
got
y'all.
word games.
We can help y'all know how to run a
Hey,
room, man.
check
We
it
can
out,
teach
We
Cap.
you.
don't need
Yeah,
no
Cap,
we know
help.
how
cap,
to run a
cap.
motherfucking
Yo,
room,
Hey,
can I
The
man.
bro.
to the
scientists,
All right,
that's the
so
conversation
scientists
Hey,
now?
of the
bro,
day,
real
man.
shit. Come on, bro.
Y'all
Let's let
just
the content flow, bro.
let
For
me
Them
real.
let me
ain't the
add
same
something.
I
scientists
just
that
want to
made
say
Y'all
the
niggas
this.
got the
pill.
Listen,
devil in
one
y'all,
mic.
So
Them
man.
It's
ain't
crazy.
the
all
same
about the
scientists that made
Who?
the
Hey,
Bible.
wait.
pill.
Can we
Yo,
get?
hey
Can I
yo,
get
it's
a
all
single
good. It's
individual?
all
The
good, but just
Bible
one
is a
second.
And that's
One
crazy,
second.
bro. Let's just let the room
All right,
content.
1 second, bro. 1 second. I
Them
don't
ain't the same
necessarily.
scientists that
Hey,
made the
my
pill.
guy,
on one mic
my
on
guy. I
Suge.
really don't need no help. Really don't need no help. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the fact is, you got, we're gonna let get on to a one mic policy and let motherfucker get that shit out. Go ahead now.
Real quick, I
Hey,
wanted to
DA,
add
who
on.
we talk? Who is he speaking with? Like, first it was
It's open
Glock. You
mic
go.
Hey,
right now,
Wack.
but
Let
Cap
me
can
add
get
on
his
to
point
what
out.
the captain
Cap,
just
get your
said. Real
point out.
quick. Real quick. I'm gonna add on, right? Real quick, briefly. So it talks about mixed fabrics, right? We're not supposed to mix wool and linen, right? So science recently has discovered that wool when we wear wool, it gives our charge, like everything we wear has an electrical charge, our body included. Let's say that our body is at the level 100, right? When we will wear silk has a charge that is 1, so it's dead to us. It drains our energy when we wear it. When we wear linen, it has a charge of 1,000, right? When we wear wool, it has a charge of 100, equal to our body's charge.
What about
We're told
cotton?
not to. It's also 100. Yeah, pure organic cotton also has a
Cotton.
vibration. And this is what scientists recently said, right? The scripture tells us not to mix fabrics, right? Wool and linen. What they did was when they put wool and linen together and put it on the human body, they found out that the charges they cancel each other out and it brings the energetic charge to 0, right? So when you wear both for whatever, because one electrons is going one way, the other's going the other way, right? So when you mix those two and you put it on your body, it brings your energetic charge down to 0, your body's charge. Or if you want to get woo woo, call it your aura, etc. Right, your energetic charge. So that was some wisdom given to us via law with some high science in it, and science had to catch up.
Man, I don't know
Yeah,
about
fuck
all
all
that.
that
Man, get your
science
static
shit.
wearing ass on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We
Glock
back to
back.
the
Niggas,
program. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, they
I
trying
We
to
never
back
figure
to
out
say
the
how
But
to
the
y'all
program.
thing
ain't
My
about
put
it
no
bad.
is,
real on.
but the
I
thing
Hey,
know what
about
the
it is,
Bible really
the
is.
hold
thing
on.
Wait,
about
y'all,
it is,
one mic on Glock.
God damn. Hey,
on
yeah,
Glock back. Okay.
my bad, cuz my phone had died. That's on me. Now, like I was saying, at the end of the day, when you say that we don't have an identity, that's a viewpoint that you choose to have. That's not necessarily the case for the overall masses. That's you taking your projection in your mind of where our people stand as a community and then placing it in the category that you feel like should be, recognized as such. That can vary between different groups of people due to ethnic differences. That can vary between different people due to cultural differences. So I don't agree with all that we don't have an identity. When we say, oh, we don't have a language, I'm going to ask you, who the fuck is we? And where are you saying that these people are coming from?
But that's why when I first started, I didn't use that because that could be a matter that you might take it as a matter of opinion. I start saying, well, we ain't got this, we ain't got that. That's why I didn't use that. The first thing I came off, and the reason why I chose science is because that is not disputable. So when the
science is
Bible and the
always
book of
disputable, bro.
when the book no here when up no. Remember the subject is why do I think the Bible is real or the word of God? So I'm using something that science didn't know at a time when it would be impossible for the writers of the Bible to know, and then showing how they knew about it later. So when I talk about life in the blood,
What?
Leviticus the seven.
That's cap.
Just let me
That's
finish.
cap,
Y'all
bro.
be cool,
Leviticus the
cuz.
seven. Leviticus the 17th chapter says, "For the life of the flesh is in the blood." And then in 1620, that's when scientists caught up with the Bible. So when you ask me why I think that that's the word of God, is because how could they know that the life is in the blood without having a microscope, without having none of those things?
Probably
The
because
second
if
thing,
you lost blood, you lost your motherfucking life, huh?
then the
That
second
wouldn't
thing
be.
I thought, no, that's not
Oh
true, because
man,
the Egyptians, I'll give you an example. The Egyptians used to think you can get pregnant in the mouth. You can look that up.
man, fuck
So
Jesus
what a
no,
nigga
Christ,
think.
man.
I'm
Come
Hey,
just
fuck.
trying to
on.
help.
Hey,
Wait,
Cap,
fuck.
come on,
Hey,
If
come
we're
Cap.
gonna
on,
have an
VR. Hey,
intelligent,
VR, move,
if
fam.
we're gonna have an
Hey, fuck.
intelligent
Hey, I don't
conversation, you
care
gotta
what
take
the
the
Egyptians
emotions out
think
of you.
either. Hey, look,
Glock,
I don't care
wait,
what
wait,
the
Glock. I'm not
Egyptians think
saying it
either.
for that reason, brother. I'm not saying it for that reason, for you to care about the Egyptians. What I'm trying to give you is that the Egyptians thought one way scientifically, the Israelites thought another way scientifically, and the God that was with the children of Israel was correct. That's all I'm saying. And then when you think about springs at the bottom of the ocean floor, which you can read about in the book of Job, as well as mountains, they did not discover that until they had scuba gear and equipment. Because, pressure, when you swim down too far down in the ocean, the pressure will break you. So when they had the vehicles that can go down, that's when they discovered it. But the writers of the Bible knew this back then. So
Fam, I could write about a
That's a fact.
12-bedroom. Hey, I could write about a 12-bedroom mansion and a fleet of Maybach cars. That don't mean I ever purchased the shit. That don't make the
until we
motherfucking
discover
shit
that,
true.
he
I
did
can
buy it.
wait. I could rap a whole motherfucking album right now about Wack 100 life in current time like it's my own. That don't make the shit true, cuz. So I'm asking, how do we know without a benefit
Because
of a doubt that this is true? We don't.
because
Look at the people that you actually
wait,
stay.
but what you
Man,
doing
come
right
on,
now,
man.
but Glock, what
You
you
see
doing
how I
right
let
now? Good,
you
my
spill
bad.
and
You
all
right.
get in the
You
way?
right. You bad. You right. My bad. Good.
You
got
see
it.
how I
My
let you spill
bad.
and get in the way, cuz? At
My
the
bad,
end of
brother.
the
You
day,
got it.
at the end of the day, me not siding with the Bible has nothing to do with whether there's anything of good usage in it. It's me siding with the fact that, okay, I can take knowledge and see where it comes from, how it applies to life, or what it applies to as far as having similarities and the differences as well. And then on the flip side, you have people running around saying, I believe, this is my belief. This is something that I think. This is not something that you know. Even from the standpoint of trying to quote scriptures, you pick and choose which scriptures you want to stand under. Matter of fact, I'm going to ask you this. Is God only the God of the Israelites, or is he the God of all that choose to follow his path?
That's what the Bible say. But what I want to say that
No,
before
which
we get,
one does the Bible say? Does the Bible say that
okay, I'm
they are
sorry.
all...
Okay, I'll answer it directly. The Bible say that Amos 3 in the third chapter says, "You only have I known of all the families on the earth." So that's what the
Okay,
Bible say. But what I
okay.
don't, what I want to say before we move to the next part of the conversation, you ask, how do you know that it's real? Science caught up with what the God told the children of Israel thousands of years before they was able to catch up scientifically. So
That ain't my
anything could be.
motherfucking fault.
Wait,
Just because you
remember,
learn at a later time don't mean that finally is true.
it is true though. But
No,
see,
it
now
don't. That mean that shit
that
been
sounds
going on
cool.
this entire time and you ain't
That
know.
sounds cool. That sounds right. You're right. But the Israelites
Motherfuckers just
knew.
now
Wait,
learning how to use
hold up. Think
insurance.
about what you're
All
saying.
right, you got it.
Think about what you're saying. It don't make it true. So if Moses writes down thousands of years ago,
You don't know
life is.
what the fuck Moses
Look,
wrote.
why
First
is it
off,
hurting you that I'm talking? Why is it
fam,
hurting? You
come on.
just said let's not
I'm
You
going
just
to
said let's not
remind you how
interrupt
you
it.
don't know what Moses
You
wrote.
just
Go
said
ahead.
let's
Go
not
ahead.
interrupt each other. I
Go
stopped
ahead.
interrupting you, and then you
You
come
right.
with the
You right.
interruption.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I open
Thank
the
you. I
windows in
appreciate
my
it.
own house.
So if
Come on.
they say life is in the blood, how did they know that 2,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago? I'm asking you, how did they know that?
Because if you bled out, your ass died. What's the next question?
Okay, that's cap.
What?
Second,
That's the
So
how
truth.
you
did
That's
they
mean to
not
know
tell
cap.
that?
me niggas
So how
bled
did
out
Bro,
and
you
what?
stayed
gotta
alive?
Once again,
that's
how
The
did
fuck
they
is this,
know?
a juicer?
How they wasn't talking? I'm gonna tell you why. Because that's not
What the fuck is
talking
wrong with
about.
you, Cap?
Hey, come on,
He'll
y'all. Hey,
I don't
come
know
on.
why
I don't
y'all
want
in
them
your
thinking
feelings,
that y'all
man. Like
sideline
if
me.
we
I
gonna go
got
to
you.
the cussing out shit, then I can just start cussing
Man, I
everybody
ain't
out
cuss
too.
you out, man. I
I ain't
said so
talking
people
about you. I'm
bled
talking
out and
about your
stayed
Come
alive.
on,
What is
undisciplined
bro.
this,
men.
a
I ain't
juicer,
talking
man?
about
Come
you.
on.
I'm talking about
Glock.
your
Come
undisciplined
on, bro.
niggas that
You
keep
asked me
fucking
to
off
bring him
mute
in here,
mic.
Glock. Let's keep it
Man, I
respectful,
got you,
bro.
Wack. I got you. I'm out the way.
This wouldn't happen on the Hunter side. It would be a one-on-one.
Man,
which is
come
what this
on,
is supposed to
man. It's
be.
gonna happen every
So
time you
the
see me,
life in the
Cap. Don't
blood
do
was
that.
not
Don't
life in
do
the
that,
blood.
cuz.
Hold up. The life in
Alright.
the blood was not talking about humans. It was talking about the animals that they killed. So it's
Oh
life in that
shit.
blood too.
So
So
when an
you
animal
already
bleed out, Cap, does
look
it die?
at you.
Yes
Look
or
at it.
no?
Look at him. The
I'm
animal is
asking
already,
I'm asking a
brother.
simple question
Yo,
on a
brother,
surface
Brother, the
level of it.
animal,
man, this ain't even a conversation worth listening to.
you're killing the
Alright, but you
animal.
still listening, Holmes. So what that mean?
Man, just move them down.
Niggas just
But you're
say shit out
killing.
loud like that means something. Like, come on, cuz.
Come on, brother, get it together.
Come on.
You're killing the animal, and here's why the God said the life
But
was
what
in the
I asked
blood.
though, Cap, and
Let me
I
answer.
ain't
Wait,
trolling
let
you,
me
fam.
answer.
I asked you a question. When that animal bleeds out, does that animal die? Yes or no?
That's the question that I'm answering.
Alright.
You're killing the animal. The reason why they're being told the life is in the blood because the surrounding cultures was eating animals with the blood. And what God is saying and what God is telling them, don't do that because the life is in the blood and there's diseases and sicknesses that come with that. That's science. So mankind caught up with that in the 1600s when they had the chemistry sets or whatever sets they was using
Man, y'all
to
love
discover that. That's
running
one.
back to these white boy years.
The second
That's
thing
all they've
is
been doing, bro.
springs on the bottom of the ocean floor. I don't need the white man. I'm just using that as a second witness to what I'm
Y'all
saying. I don't
always
have
run
to.
back to the time frame of slavery so you could justify that
What does
cursed
slavery
shit.
have to
But
do with life
history
in the
started
blood?
before then, fam.
What is wrong? Brother,
Oh
do you
my
know how to
History
stay on
God.
started in this ancient
do
ass
you know
book
how
of
to stay
yours,
on
but the first
subject?
thing y'all want to
Nigga, do you know how
suggest
to stay on
is something that's
subject?
man,
Do you
come
know how to
on,
stay
man.
on subject, nigga? What's really happening is
Man,
you
come
don't like
on,
the
man.
fact that I was able to cut you scientifically.
Cut me scientifically with
You thought we
what,
was gonna
man?
have a
Telling me they had a
conversation
motherfucking
about
lake at the bottom of
Moses
an
and
ocean ain't
Abraham
cutting
and
shit when it
that
come to
is cutting
proving that the
you. How did
Bible
they
is real,
know?
my guy.
I'm asking you, how did they know there's springs on the
Oh
ocean
fuck,
floor?
just cause you know Little Mermaid exists, all of a sudden the
How
Bible
you
real.
know? We ain't talk about mermaids. We talk about
Shit,
springs
you
on the
might as well
ocean
talk
floor,
about
nigga. How
mermaids.
did they
Man,
know? Why you
You
can't
might as
just
well talk
answer and
about
just say,
mermaids.
you know the only answer you can give? The only
I
answer
know a
you can
Maybach
give,
exists, that don't mean I got one, nigga.
the only thing you can give as an answer is the God that
It's
they
the
serve
answer
told
I
them.
just gave, the one that made sense.
That don't even
We
make
can
sense because
speak
the
about
fucking
shit
car
that we
already
heard
exists.
exists. That don't mean
A
we know about it.
car already exists, simple nigga.
Man, come
Springs
on,
on the
cuz.
ocean floor was not known. How did they know it? I'm asking
Who the
you.
fuck told you it wasn't known?
Well, tell me where it was known then.
Exactly. Nobody
I'm
told you
asking you.
it
Tell me where it
wasn't
was known.
known. You
Tell me
just
where it was
decided to
known.
attach
All
yourself
you
to
got to do
one
is just
book
tell
and
me
then
when.
take off with it
Like, you
like
got
it
to
was
be smart
gold.
enough to fuck with me. You got to be smart
Cuz,
enough
you
to
can't
fuck with me.
tell me I ain't smart enough when you
I
just
didn't
said
say
you
you
didn't
wasn't
know,
smart.
nigga.
Then tell me where it was known at. You got Google this shit. Let me help you out. Google
Now
some
I
shit. Do
need to
something.
Google some shit that you came up with in your head that you thought
I
was a
didn't come up with
jinkies
it in my
moment.
head. It's in the Bible.
I'm asking you, how can you
Man.
say they did not know
Y'all
it was
lucky I love
known? You
Wack.
have
Because y'all
nothing to
niggas is
stand
fucking
on.
retarded.
You have
Y'all are
nothing to
fucking
stand on.
retarded.
Just
Glock.
say you started with the
So
Y'all are
Glock,
Bible
you
and
fucking
left it
wasn't
at
retarded.
that,
prepared
cuz.
to have the
Hey, but
conversation.
Cap,
Come
tell me
on,
this,
cuz.
Cap.
The
Nah.
Bible
Yo,
was
Cap, where
actually
did we
Kwam,
get
made
the
from some
Bible
ancient
from? Did we get
tablets,
the
Kwam
bro.
Bible? Did we get the
Yasharala.
Bible from the hillbilly?
Man, I don't
Did
want
we
to hear
did we get
all
the
that
I'm
Bible
gonna
from
keep it
convoluted
Hold
Abraham?
real
on
with
one
you,
sec,
Glock.
Glock. Go ahead, Mr. M. He got a
Yeah,
real question.
did the
He
Bible
already
come
got
from
cooked.
did the
Hold
Bible
on.
come from the hillbilly down in Arkansas, Mississippi? Did it come from Abraham or did it come from Moses?
You sound
Okay, so now
stupid.
that's a good question to ask. The
Oh, now
Bible
it's a good
was
question because you involved the white boy again.
Bro, let him
no.
answer
What
the
Man,
the white boy
question.
ain't got nothing to do with it,
Wack.
man. Why y'all in your
Wack. I'm out the
feelings?
Let
way.
him
I'm out the
answer
way.
the
Man, the
I'm out the
Bible
question.
way.
came from the elite royal bloodlines, man. God damn, man. Y'all
No,
niggas
No,
don't
so
I'm from Arkansas,
the
fam.
Bible
We
was
come
Yo,
we went
complete.
to
let
Arkansas
The
Cap answer
Bible
200
the
came
years
brother.
from the
ago. It was
Yeah,
against the
motherfucking
so
law.
why
It
can
was
I?
royal
200
Why
years
can?
ago. It was
bloodline.
He
against the
ain't
law
got
to
the
walk
answers,
around with the
Flay.
Bible.
Hey,
What's wrong
bro,
with these
Glock,
200
niggas?
let
years
yo,
ago, it was against the
Y'all
law.
haven't even
bro,
studied. Y'all
Cuz,
talking out of your own
one
mind.
mic.
one
Hey,
mic, bro.
Cap,
Let
hey,
Cap
Cap.
answer him. Y'all killing the content.
Hey, real shit. Let's quiet down, man. Scale it back, tone it down, man. One mic on Cap. Cap, you better give us some shit that makes sense, or I'm get on your ass, man.
Go ahead, Mr. M. He asked
Man,
that
Mr.
question.
M ain't got nothing to do with
He
this, man.
asked the
I'm just
question,
saying,
bro.
I'm just saying
Okay, so
200
by the
years
time,
ago,
Mr. M,
right?
hey,
Hey, check it out, fam.
time,
200
hold
years
on,
ago,
hold on,
hey,
cuz.
so
hey,
by
check
the
it out.
time,
200 years.
Hey, hold on, cuz. We gonna get down to the business, Wack. Mr. M ain't running shit in
He
here.
asked a question.
I wouldn't give a fuck if he
So you
asked his
saying the
mama,
brother
fam.
can't?
Hey, say, Wack.
Like, what we doing here, Wack?
Hey,
Like, what's up? What
Hey,
this nigga
bro.
we ain't
on?
doing that.
It's a wrap.
We ain't doing that, man.
Hey, yo,
You
Glock.
tall capping. Hey, you
Glock,
tall
the
capping
brother
here. I'm
asked the
talking to
real
Cap.
question, bro.
I'm talking to
Talk
Cap,
about what he
fam.
asking, bro.
I'm talking to Cap. We gonna
So you
handle the
telling me
business.
can't
Hey,
nobody else on the floor ask questions?
Wack. You doing too much, fam. I'm talking to
He ain't
Cap,
doing
man.
too much. You
Hey,
saying he
bro.
can't ask no question?
Hey,
Bro,
nigga,
the
at
bro,
the end of the
Glock,
day, I
wait,
run
I'm
this
for real. So you
motherfucker. Hey,
saying
Wack, will I pull up at your house and tell you what to put your AC on,
anybody could
cuz?
ask questions on the floor, bro?
Word is
Alright, so
bond.
guess who questions I'm
I
taking
get
right
asked
now,
questions
Wack?
all.
Hey, guess who questions we taking right now? Cap questions, not Mr. M's. We
No,
square
Mr.
business,
M
man.
asked him a
No,
No,
question
I'm
he
telling you
asked
already,
how
me a
it's
bro.
gonna go,
question though.
Holmes.
He asked a
Hey, I'm
question
telling you
though.
how it's gonna go, Holmes.
Glock,
So
he
yeah,
asked
Cap,
him
it's
a
on you.
question.
Man, watch
What's
this,
wrong
watch this,
with
watch
this
this, watch
nigga?
this.
Yeah, what's
Watch
wrong with
this.
this nigga? Yeah.
Hey, I'm tripping, cuz I think a nigga trying to tell me how to run my house, man. At the end of the day, we
Huh?
gonna handle the
Wait,
business. I don't wanna talk to nobody on this motherfucker other than Cap. And I said
your
one
house
mic on
is
Cap,
not in
cuz.
order. Your
Bro,
house ain't in order though.
bro,
Man,
he
look, I ain't
asked, hey,
asked you
yo,
if the
Glock.
dishes needed to be washed, man. Is one mic on Cap. We ain't gotta keep talking about that carousel ass shit.
So
What
I'll
you
answer the
talking about?
so I'll answer the brother's question since it's
He's
one mic
answering
on
his
cap.
question.
Alright, so one mic on Cap, man. Why is we still politicking that, fam? Let it go.
This nigga's crazy, what?
Crazy
So
than
the
a
Bible,
motherfucker.
by the time Christ was around, the Old Testament was already translated. The New Testament was completed before the first century was over. So by the time they got to this second century, it was already in circulation. So no, the hillbilly did not give us the Bible. The Bible is already there. The King James translation, which is in 1611, is not the first translation of the Bible. You have many different translations. You have the Geneva Bishop, and all the translation of the Bible means is that. So after the first century, when it was translated into the Greek, for people that didn't speak Greek but spoke English, they just translated it from one language to another language. So the importance of that is you have two different type of translations. You have a literal translation, and you have a thought for thought translations. So the reason why we read the KJV is because that's a literal translation. So if it says the cat went up the hat, it's going to translate just like that. Where somebody that's a thought for thought translation, they're going to translate what they think it means.
That
So
come from the hillbilly.
the
We didn't
proof
get
of
it
that,
from, we didn't get that copy from
here's the
Moses.
proof. Wait,
We didn't
here's
get
the
it from
proof.
Jesus.
I'm about to
Jesus
help
didn't
you
give
out
it
with
to
it,
us.
but I'm gonna help you
We
out with
got
the
that from
proof.
that man in Arkansas, man. That's who
Brother, I'm
gave it
gonna
to us.
help you.
It was 200 years of not being
Brother,
allowed to
but you
read.
gotta let
They
me
had a
finish
law you
answering because I don't
couldn't
mind you.
read
I
for
don't mind
200
you
years,
saying,
fam.
hey brother,
You
I
couldn't
don't
read
mind
for
you
200
saying,
years.
I don't mind, but let me respond to that. What the hillbilly gave, anybody can look this up, is called a slave Bible. The slave Bible is a Bible where they just took out all of the verses or books that would be considered rebellious. So there is a Bible that they specifically gave black people. It was called a slave Bible. You can look this up in history. But the actual Bible itself, the proof that it wasn't touched is if you take that King James, when they found the Dead Sea Scrolls, which dates back to the 4th century BC, and lined it up with the King James, it still was translated correctly. So the only type of Bible that they ever gave the slaves, they would take verses out. Like that book, that movie on Nat Turner is a good example of that. When Nat Turner got a hold of Psalms 149, when it says,
Mars,
"Let the
check
high
the
praise
chat.
of God be in
So
there."
which one is in circulation? Which one is in
Hey,
circulation, fam?
Mr.
The
M,
one
get
that's in
out the way,
circulation is
man.
the
Let him
King
do his
James.
thing.
The one that's in King, the
Mars,
one
check
that's in
the.
circulation is the King James. You can get a 1611 or you can get a King James Bible. That's the one that's in circulation. That's a direct translation of the original one that was completed in the 1st century. But if anybody look up slave Bible, it'll tell you they didn't change the words. They just took the verses out that would inspire a revolution. So the Bible that we have today didn't come from hillbillies. All you got to do is go to the original language that it was written in and compare it. That's how you solve that problem. Like if you get a Chinese book and it's
What
translated
was
into
the
English,
original language it was written in?
Come on, fam.
so the Old Testament was written in Hebrew and some Aramaic. The New Testament was written in Koine Greek. The book of Matthew, you can find that's written in Hebrew, but Mark, Luke, John, because when the Greeks and Romans came into rule, they made it illegal to keep your Hebrew language. So yeah, some people that still kept it, but the dominant
But
language, like
Cap,
today,
they didn't even treat us right to teach us right. So how do we learn it? We learned it
You
from
talking about
him.
today, or you talking about?
When Moses
Talk?
taught them, he taught
Wait,
them the
but let me
proper
walk with
way.
you. Hey, Mister, let me walk with you a little bit. Are you talking about when we got
How
here in
we
captivity?
received it here in America. How we
Okay,
received
got you.
the
So,
information. We got it.
when
We
y'all, I
got it
want
in a
y'all to
Google way.
look up a couple of people in history. F.S. Cherry is one. Denmark Vesey is another one. David Black is another one. Besides, like the normal Nat Turners and stuff like that, and you'll see that when they got those records, and when they was learning to read again, they broke down the Bible correctly. The Bible has never been changed, with the exception of them giving us a slave Bible where they took it out. But as far as if you got your hands on the 1611, that wasn't changed. And so that's why you would see revolutions spark from black people that actually read the Bible. That's even them Negro spirituals,
But
Sweet Low, Sweet Jack.
you and I know they stopped printing 1611. That's not circulation, fam.
I got a 1611 right now. I can PTR it. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not
That's
being.
the only Bible. That's the only Bible that I read.
Ain't nobody reading this shit in Hebrew though, so I don't give a fuck.
Wait, but you can't say that. So when you say nobody is reading it in Hebrew, that's kind of like, that's not really.
Do you read it in Hebrew? Do you read it in Hebrew?
That's what I was gonna tell you. 1 second. So you can't say nobody is reading Hebrew.
Hey, do you mind reading Genesis 1 and 2 in Hebrew for me?
Yeah, if I have to, I have a Tanakh right here. That's not a big deal. But what I want to focus on when you say
so we're gonna
nobody,
get to that
wait,
right?
hold on 1 second.
I got you. You got it after you answer the question, fam.
When you say nobody,
he said don't do it. He said yeah.
When you say that,
I'm glad he said it this time when I asked the question. Whoever wanted to answer it for him.
When you said nobody speaking Hebrew, the dominant language is English. So why would anybody speak Hebrew? That don't even make sense to say nobody is speaking Hebrew. You spoke the language of the dominant language of that day.
So you bearing witness.
I didn't say anything about speaking it. I asked you, are you reading it in Hebrew?
Say one more time.
I asked you, are you reading it in Hebrew?
No, it depends on the conversation. So like, let's say if we have Sabbath class, that's a class where we read it in Hebrew and we read it in English. But when I'm teaching like a regular class, I'm not teaching that in Hebrew. I'm not even an expert in Hebrew. I would never say I'm an expert in Hebrew, but I don't have to be an expert.
Don't you think it should be read in Hebrew?
No, not to a people that don't know it.
Why not, if the transliterations are mixing things up in regards to people's perspective of what's going on? Because even I know that between the Israelite camps, y'all defer on what y'all believe in, whether it's OT only, niggas running around believing in this Mashiach shit, or if a motherfucker just really trying to say they Israelite, but they're more towards the level of being a Christian.
This Genesis 1:1. Bara, now y'all might read in modern Hebrew, we read in ancient Hebrew. So Bara Shayaf.
Would ancient Hebrew be Paleo Hebrew? Man, stop taking a deep breath like you frustrated, cuz.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I'm not. What are you talking about?
All right, I got you. Yeah. Genesis 1 and 2.
I'm starting at verse 1. Bara Shayaf. Bara Alahayim Atha. Hashemayim, Arat, Atha, Aratazah. So that's in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So it can be read, but now let me finish. Let me finish.
Sir,
hold on.
The hillbilly wasn't
Wait, slow down.
Wait, Mr. M, move, because I don't want to face no bullshit.
No, I'm not. Wait, hold on.
Hey, yo, Glock, bro. Hey, bro.
I'm not a
monkey. Hey, bro, listen, bro. Hey, bro, no, fuck you bitch ass nigga.
Thank you.
Niggas wait for to come in there and disrespect you. You with them humors on your feet. You.
I knew that shit was coming.
I ain't gonna lie, that nigga Glock a bitch ass, bum ass.
Yeah,
definitely
shut your bitch ass up. He's definitely a bitch ass nigga. And he knew he was gonna lose the minute I came in here.
Man, y'all pussy ass niggas, y'all niggas better show some respect when y'all come in here. I don't know what the fuck y'all niggas think y'all.
No, if y'all got rid of Wack, I'm out too.
Clubhouse TV. Clubhouse TV.